I am here at my tea altar and I just got off a tea ceremony online with my online tea house women, and it's always so fulfilling to meet together in this way. So I just wanted to come on here and just share organically about this prayer that I have been in for women to return to the altar of their life, of their everyday life. And the way of tea can really be this reflection that when we show up to our tea altar every day and take in the medicine of nature, and tea specifically really holds that memory of our humanity. And this is why it is so profound and essential in these times of our world that we come back to our center, we come back to our peace, we come back to what we truly value, what brings meaning to our life, what matters in our life. And the altar brings us back to this remembrance that we are nature, we're not separate, and when we return to that knowing, we can feel into our true essence and what we value in life. It can be so easy in the world that is so fast-paced, that has told us what to do for success, that continues to mass produce, that continues to just blare that consumerism and for profit, for even if it's making people ill and sick. And this work at Shethroughtea is really a return for our womanhood to come back to balance and harmony, to come back to our everyday life as an embodiment of the ways of nature that heal, that restore, that regenerate. It does not exclude the cycle of life. It is wholly inclusive in life, in birth, in death, in rebirth, and that regenerative cycle that we all come from, that we will all return to. And a life without that recognition and honoring is a life cut off from the true essence and life force of nature itself. So when we return our womanhood to the altar of our tea space, of our home, of our heart, of our body, as this place to devote to honor, to revere, and to hold as sacred. This is really what I am here for, is that regeneration in our womanhood. And as I've been in this cultivation since coming to Hawaii and building upon Shethroughtea, and it's been such an initiation into learning about all the cycles that we go through. This land is so palpable with that continual cycle of death, life, rebirth and is flourishing in that. So, yeah, it has been a wild ride. It has been beautiful. It has been challenging. And through it all, I have felt this imprint of what it means to build resiliency in these times that we're in. Maybe you've been feeling that the weathering, the challenges, they build that rooting and ground for the foundation of your life. And this is being recreated right now. This is being uprooted, and it has been becoming uprooted as our systems become uprooted and exposed. So in your own life, like, how is that taken shape? How is that crumbling at this time? How are you finding your moments to come back to your center, to remember what matters to you? And yeah, if you are living a life that is really not yours, if you're following in the footsteps of just what you have been told, I encourage you to question that. Question, what have you learned that doesn't resonate with you? You can always recreate your story, and this is what shethroughtea has brought me into, this knowing that no matter what age, no matter what point in life you're in, you can always recreate and rebirth through the cycles of birth, life, death, and acknowledging that we all go through those cycles no matter where we're at in life. So, yes, getting your tea. What I've learned this year for me has been all about patience and really not giving up, persevering, and going towards what I value with such determination, and really seeing like how that gives life to the body, that pressing forward from a place of what you value is what gives fuel to your body, rather than pushing towards something that you don't value. It doesn't bring meaning to your life. You don't feel fulfilled. This prayer of the altar is for woman to return to her center of truth, especially in fall time. This is truth time. This is when we're letting go naturally, like the leaves. So, what are you letting go of in this time that naturally is shedding? Or maybe you're having a hard time. Maybe you're feeling like you want to control what's happening. You want to grip on to something in order to feel safe, in order to feel like you're in control. And life will happen, and it's up to us to come back to the center of our heart, the center of our womb, and what we value. So this process with beginning my first retreat, which is called Altar on Maui, Hawaii, women's tea retreat, to gather as this collective prayer to return our womanhood to the center of where we devote to every day to find that meaning in our life, and letting go of the ways that burn you out, letting go of the ways that you no longer want to carry or hold as your own story. Oftentimes you carry the heaviness of the world, you carry the heaviness in your lineage, and it's not up to you to carry it all. This is why we gather as women, is to collectively let go of the old that is not what we need to bring forward into the generational healing. So you can look forward to next year, 2026, our next She retreats. And these retreats are really to bring our womanhood back to that initiatory wisdom of our cyclical body. In a world that has tried to take our attention away from the center of our body and tell us how to eat, tell us what to do for our body, that actually takes us farther away from our inner beauty, from our inner knowing. This time that we're in is here for us. It is an opportunity to stand and be a stand for all of life. And in order to be a stand for all of life, we must go through this initiatory wisdom within our womanhood, where we embrace the whole cycle of life as essential. And we bring our hands back to our body to find that deep self-love. We bring our attention back to our heart, back to our womb, and we listen. We listen on a deeper level rather than the chatter and the noise that can be so loud on the outside, through the media, through what authority figures you were brought up with, whatever chatter it is that has impacted the way you move, the way you operate, the way you work. It is time to circle that back around to yourself and give that love back to your center. All the ways you have outsourced, all the ways you have sought validation from the outside, or you've based your worth on the outside, your beauty on the outside. These retreats are really a call back, back to meet your center, back to get to know who you actually are when you bring your hands to your body, when you breathe deeper in your belly, when you get quiet and listen, when you take in nature as your medicine, when you gather around with other women that become your sisters right away, without any words, with presence, with your true essence, and meeting on the earth in this way where you find your stance. You find where you stand through being in connection with other women on the earth. You find your true nature from taking in every day the medicine of the tea. You return to this remembrance that you are nature, that you have the wisdom within your monthly cycles, within your life cycles, within your lived experience of your womanhood. So, bringing the power back to your hands through your touch, through the way you move, the way you intentionally bring your energy back to your body, through the way you craft with your hands. And this is what's needed in this time, as so many people are scrolling for the next thing, are scrolling for some relief. It comes from our hands. It comes from stopping the scroll. It comes from bringing our hands back to our body, back to taking in nature and feeling that safety through our true nature, rather than outsourcing from technology, from the media, wherever it is, through relationship, what you've been taught, another person. It begins within yourself. And this is why womb healing is a revolutionary act at this time. Our womb contains all the cycles of life, and when you truly live in the path of your womb, it will be your lifelong guide. It will be that place that you can return to, instead of placing the power outside of yourself, whether through the medical system, authoritarian figure, relationship. There's no blame to put on the outside. Yes, there has been so much corruption, so much pain, so much suffering, but this is more reason to bring the healing back to your womb, to your hands. This is what you will be seeing more of at shethroughtea, is hands-on womb care, pelvic care, in a time where women desperately need that feeling of being safe in the body, to feel what is present for all the grief that we're going through, for the lifetimes of grief that we are going through, for the places you might feel numb, disconnected, pain, whatever you're experiencing in your cycle. That can be a reflection of what needs to bring back into balance, to bring back into harmony. And even more so if there is resistance to forming a connection to your womb, to your cycle, that is even more reason to pay attention. So I just wanted to tune in with you all as I have been preparing for she retreats and really opening this time for our womanhood to gather in a bigger way over multiple days. And you can also experience one-to-one immersions, retreats here on Hawaii with me if you're needing a little bit more one-to-one care. I am here for you. And if you would like to get on the next wait list for the 2026 She Retreat, go below, fill out the contact form or comment below, and I will be sure that you are one of the first to be on that list. I so look forward to this revolutionary time that we are in for all of our humanity. So, mahalo.